So Amarula came to us and they said, we've got a new product, it's a gin. We'd like you to document the process of that gin, but we don't have time to do a pack shot on location. Can you help us? Our answer was, yes, of course we can help you. We've got a nifty product called virtual production. It is about approximating product or a real world person being on location, but actually being inside a studio. The way that we achieve that is we use a green screen or an LED wall, or in this case, a micro OLED TV. And the backdrop is actually a 3D environment, and it acts a lot like the real environment would, where we've got parallax, we've got depth.
It's much easier, cheaper and faster to do stuff in a controlled environment where you don't have to spend time doing reshoots. Everything happens on set.
It's visual effects that happens live in real time. The reality is in virtual productions that everybody gets to see it. The lighting people, the cine, the director, everybody's seeing it live in camera.
Where VP really stands out is the ability to have as much control as possible while still maintaining realistic reflections and light refractions.
Amarula as a client gave us an image as a backdrop, but we as a team felt it would have been too flat to use. We then scanned a real-life marula tree, converted it into a 3D model, and then imported that into Blender, which was then used in Unreal Engine as part of our environment workflow. This is so that we could have a 3D world that we could move a camera through.
Camera tracking is the process of accurately capturing and replicating positions and movements of a physical camera in a virtual environment. Tracking is essential for seamless integration of real-world footage in a virtual world. It basically reduces the time spent in post-production. Tracking ensures virtual elements respond realistically, which enhances realism in the final composition.
So it was a very dynamic, although very controlled setup, and we're shooting on a macro lens, but because our tracking system is so sensitive, we are now amplifying all of the tracking requirements. Fortunately, the NCAM, it's one of the best systems in the world. It held up super well for us, and we were able to track at a very dark environment using that 100mm macro. It was a big challenge, and it took quite a bit of R&D, but we got there in the end.
Being a game dev on a film set it's a whole different world. The biggest challenges for building the world involve a lot of optimization. What makes a good virtual production on-set team is us being hands-on with the problems and being 5 steps ahead of the problem and having countermeasures already in place for if something does go wrong.
Traditionally, there's been some things that we have struggled with in the past that have taken a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of people to achieve. And now this is something we're doing on set in real time, and it's amazing to see how quickly it can all come together.
Another big benefit of virtual production is that it's actually incredibly environmentally friendly. It's quite well known that the film and TV production world is accountable for a massive carbon footprint around the world, more than the entire travel industry, believe it or not. And the reality is that being able to localize shoots and keep them in studios while getting all of the benefits of actually being on location is what VP is all about. Amarula is a brand that genuinely cares about the environment, and that's the essence of their brand story. So being able to actually have these beautiful organic textures and this romantic lighting, but to be able to do it in a studio while seeming like they're on location is very much aligned to the values of the brand.
Out of everything, being able to immerse yourself in the environment as much as possible is the biggest game changer with VP.
This definitely, I feel like, should be the future of filmmaking.
And you never really explore the other sides of Unreal Engine that, I was flowing, bro. I was in my zone.